Hey folks, so today's video is about the free up Orb Devo build. I think that's what I'm going to go with. So it's a new build. I've not seen any guides on it, and it's not as if it's like an amazing endgame build. This is for newer players. The only thing that you really need to make it work well is the wall. I'd say that is important because of the wall thorns, but you can see my previous video about using wall thorns efficiently so you can unlock wall sooner, because the wall is actually um, like locked behind wall thorns only for stopping it from detrimenting your runs. If you want it to extend runs, then you do need to upgrade its health and health regen and everything, but to stop it being a detriment, it's literally just wall thorns. That's it. Um, so the person who actually put me onto this build is Aaron Truong from JPlay's Discord. I'm in there all the time. I do have my own Discord channel, but that's mainly for like Black Desert. So I would advise, if you're watching my content and you play the tower, you probably better go into JPlay's. My videos are also linked in there whenever I post them as well, so it's all good. But regarding this build, like, I've refined it from what it was a few weeks ago, because like I tried it out and it literally did nothing for me at all. And I was like, well, what if I do this little tweak? And it's just one little tweak really from what I saw him advise, and it works so much better. So you do not need free up masteries or anything like that. I haven't even unlocked masteries yet, and this works for me. Now, this guide isn't going to be it makes it so you earn more coins or anything like that. What this build's going to do is basically just make it more consistent. So I started this build here, and as you can see, yes, technically it's gone up a little bit. My waves have gone up, but maybe that's to do with this. I don't think. I mean, the consistency in my waves has definitely gone up as well. Well, actually, that was because my wall thorns went up. That's what this is. But yeah, so the consistency though has come from doing this Devo build. So beforehand, you can see there was a massive fluctuation. Like, the best that I got was 101 billion per hour, but then I got like 79 billion per hour, and that's literally same amount of waves. Like, 40 waves is not going to change it that drastically. And they had really low ones here as well, so it's just really stopped that fluctuation. Yes, there is a little bit of fluctuation, as you can see, but like, I wouldn't count this as fluctuation, because there's labs that I've been working on my econ. So I started working on my econ like here. So the biggest fluctuation I'd say is this, and that's what, 103 to 110. So that's 7 compared to 23 billion. Massive difference. So this build does work for just getting that more consistency in your coins per hour, which is obviously going to help in the long run. Now, there is a caveat here as well. You will want to note how much you invest in your damage if you do a damage build for doing your tournaments. So it is a case of you'll save the amount that you need. Like, for me, it's 9.5 trillion. I realized I do need to make that grow every week as well. So half of what I earn should be saved for upgrading my tournament build, but half could be spent on upgrading the defensive / econ. So I keep 150 gems as my base now for respecking. I only have to respec after I've done the tournament, because that's the way this Devo works. So first things first, damage. Invest nothing in damage whatsoever, and do not unlock rend armor, but unlock the rest. Now, with defense, I've got 5,500 in both health and health regen. That's where I'd say to leave it. Like, that's the cap for this. It's just so that you have these that you can still invest in on your like free ups. So your free ups don't invest in all this sooner. Defense, I've left at 0 because that maxes out before you need defense to stop yourself from dying. If you are in a lower, like doing this earlier on, by all means invest in defense so that you can still get your full runs. I mean, you should only be doing this on runs where you'd go in like 6,000 plus waves anyway, so you'd survive in defense before that. In fact, I'd say about 2,000 waves is when everything maxes out. So if you can get to 2,000 waves without putting anything in defense, then you don't really need to. Thorn damage, this is maxed just because I've got the wall. So if you want to try this strategy without the wall, it may work. It just won't be as efficient, because once thorn damage gets up to above 100%, it's just going to kill things and you won't have that hoarding anymore. The wall is what really allows the hoarding with this strategy. So the other thing that I've got invested in is wall health. So I've currently got 800 levels in wall health, so it's at 248% of my normal health, and wall rebuild's not got anything invested in, so it's only really wall health, thorn damage, health, and health regen that you have anything invested in. And stop these at 550, and I'd say stop wall health at like 1,200 or 1,300, but obviously that's a big investment to get there, so you shouldn't really need to worry about that. And at the point that you're at that point, you probably can use different strategies, right? And then the last one where most of your investments go into is the utility. So you've got your cash bonus, and well, cash ones you max out, coins you max out, your free ups you max defense and utility. You do not touch free attack upgrades, because you want the attack upgrades to level up slowly so that they don't kill off enemies at the beginning of your run. But you still want your free utility upgrades maxed, because you're wanting to get your enemy attack level skips maxed out as soon as possible. We don't really care about health skips, but obviously we do not have free up mastery for this build, so you can't lock it. So max out your recovery package and stuff if you can. Obviously max recovery is an expensive one to max out, but if it's maxed out, then your free ups are just going to go into here. By all means, you don't have to get like the last 10 levels or anything, but definitely helps. I'm currently at 190 for my enemy attack level skips and got nothing invested in health levels. Your ultimate weapons don't really matter in this build. Obviously they do matter for efficiency for things and that, but generally it just doesn't matter. I'm just going to quickly invest in bringing my chrono field down, because that's what I'm doing at the moment. There's probably other things that I could do that would be more efficient for me, but I'm just trying to get my chrono field to be permanent so I can do a different AFK strategy. Like, that's my goal, working up to that, but that's not anything to be worried about in this video. So enhancements, damage is untouched. Health, you basically just focusing on health and health regen for the longer wave times. No need to really touch absolute or mind damage unless we're going to get a rework on this on version 27. Might make this build redundant, you never know. And then obviously cash bonus, coin bonus, sell per kill bonus. These, just put what you can into them. Obviously cash bonus, it doesn't really matter that much, because we're not going to be spending cash in this build really. I mean, you spend a little bit, but not too much. Free upgrades, if you have it, obviously great, because it's a free up guide, but at the end of the day, I guess not having investments into this might be more efficient for not upgrading stuff too quickly, but then also having it higher helps get more free enemy attack level skips, which is going to help. So it's 6 and 2 3s. Now we have the free up card in here as well, so that we can actually get that extra 10% on the free up utility upgrades again. You could probably do this without it on, so that this would be at 0 to start off with, but doesn't really matter. So next is cards. So I have the cash card on, which probably can be swapped out, but the most important ones are I mean, I have cash on. Actually, no, it can't be swapped out. So like when you first start, for like the first 100 waves and that, you still putting stuff into enemy attack level skips, and then after the first 100 waves, you basically just leave it until 6,000 waves. You can check on it every so often, but I say 6,000, basically near the end of your run. But you don't even need to check near the end, you just need to go on for an ending, right? So crit coin just for the extra coins off base ones, enemies. Health and health regen for survivability. Free upgrades obviously for free ups. Extra defense again for lasting longer. Enemy balance for the extra coins. Plasma cannon just to make sure that the bosses aren't sitting around too long, shortening your run. Recovery package chance is for the fact that we've got G comp on, but I'm trying to see if I can use black hole redirector, black hole digester, that's the one. Wave skip, obviously it's extra coins. Let's not unequip. I always forget that you need to long press. So it's a case of a 19% chance, and you get 1.1 times the value. If you get that in a golden tower activation, it's like an insane buff to like jump. And then intro sprint just gets those first 100 waves quicker. It doesn't give you any coins whilst it's active, which is a bit of a downside, but it just gets you through those first 100 waves, so you can buy those upgrades and then just leave it. And then wave accelerator just makes you run quicker, so the quicker you run, the more you coin per hour at the end of the day. Landmine stun's not necessary. Extra orbs is kind of necessary, so that's what you're going to be using to kill off the enemies. And then obviously coins. Coins is important for getting coins, right? That's all you really need. You can make this more efficient. Like there's ways of adding extra bits on. Like ultimate crit would probably be a nice one to have for getting those crit hits, for getting. But again, not really, because it's not a damage build. So second wind might give you a few more waves. Energy net will obviously keep the boss off your tower a bit longer. Death ray if you wanted to do more of a blender. Fortress, it's not useful at the moment. You don't really need range. And then attack speed and damage obviously don't matter. Slow aura actually affects my coins per hour from what I've seen. So really, there's nothing else that really needs to go in there. Now, modules with this builder don't really matter. Just put on your defensive normal ones. So if you're using the wall, obviously sharp fortitude. If you're not using the wall, then it would be the wormhole redirector. Cannon module really doesn't matter. Shrink ray is a bit helpful for like crowd control, but I haven't really seen it. I mean, I was half tempted to unequip this, see if it changes the way the run works, but again, you kind of want the damage for the end of the run just to help you survive a bit longer, but it doesn't really matter. Multiverse Nexus just to sync up the Golden Tower, Death Wave and Black Hole, but not necessary. If you already have the natural sync, you could probably throw on something like the Anti-Portal. Well, that's again more of a damage one. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any other ones which would be good for it to show off. That's the problem. But yeah, so I guess Multiverse Nexus, right? If you have something else that could be better, then go for it. And then obviously it's G-Comp or Black Hole Digester. Black Hole Digester might be a bit better, but I'm not using it at the moment because I don't have those substats that I have on my G-Comp, which has the free utility upgrade, enemy attack level skips, and the coin kill bonus. And that's the biggest problem, right? My Digester doesn't have the coin kill bonus, so it's probably going to do worse. And I'm currently out of reroll shards. So with labs, obviously, it doesn't really matter where your labs are at for this build. Just be focusing in your defense. So like my wall regen is 160%, just to make my wall better, and my wall thorns has got up to 15%, but it's going to take me 31 days to get to the next one, so I'm not going to invest in that for now. So that's basically all you really need for this build. One thing that I would say is when you are actually in the run itself, so you do not touch this tab whatsoever, but when it first starts you're going to be clicking into this. Also, you need to make sure that you put your extra orbs into the closer area. So one other thing that's obviously going to be a really good thing for this build is if you do have a black hole digester, your range is going to be capped, so your ultimate weapons, when they do go off, are going to have more of an effect. And obviously the coin bot is going to be a big help. So as you can see, my black holes take up most of my screen at this size. Without the black hole digester, my range is going to go up, and it's obviously going to cause more issues. So as I was saying, you just keep clicking your enemy attack level skip until it gets... Typically, if I have more time, I'll go up until it gets to like 10 million per upgrade, but you just do it for the first 100 waves. And then once you get to like 2,000 waves or 1,800 or something, so like all these are maxed out in the middle, you just max out your health and your health regen, and then invest in your wall health. And that's all you really do in run, and you don't have to be doing that constantly. You literally just wave 100, I can leave this, sit it, leave it, forget it, and earn coins. So that's it for the build. I realise it is 16 minutes, so thank you for getting this far if you have got this far. I'll speak to you next time, and please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please give me feedback on my first build guide. I know there's probably a lot for me to improve on. I'm happy to make this guide again and put more effort into it, if that's what we want. Not that I haven't put effort into it, obviously. It's just obviously I haven't done the editing side of things because I just feel like it's not worth putting the effort into it, because you can explain everything through the game itself. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.